challenge from a wise demoness. Once Milarepa stayed at Nianon for a short period. The people there besought him to remain, but he would not consent, and in compliance with his guru's order, went to Riwa Balmbar and practiced meditation in a cave near Limba. To the right of his seat, there was a cleft in the rock. Late one night, Milarepa heard a crackling sound from a crevice. He got up from his seat and looked around, but as he saw nothing, he thought it must be an illusion, and so he returned to his seat. Suddenly, a great beam of light shone out from the crevice, and in the midst of the light appeared a red man on a black deer, led by a beautiful woman. The man gave Milarepa a blow with his elbow, accompanied by a suffocating wind, and then disappeared. The woman became a red bitch who immediately caught Milarepa by the foot. Milarepa realized that this was an apparition conjured by the she-demon Drog Strin Mo, so he sang the following song to her. I make obeisance to Marpa, the gracious one. You, malignant Drog Strin Mo of the Limba Drog, you sinful female ghost, appearing in a vicious conjured form. In your contempt, you come looking for a chance to harm me. I do not deceive in tuneful song. I sing only honest words and truth. In the midst of the blue sky, the blessing of moon and sun brings affluence. From the marvelous palace of heaven shines the ray of light, by which all sentient beings are illumined and seen. I pray that planet Chamju will not rival the sun and moon as they circle the 4 continents. In the eastern quarter, on the top of Snow Mountain, Darsen Garmo, the snow lioness, brings prosperity. She is the queen of beasts and never eats spoiled meat. When she appears on the horizon, do not afflict her with the storm. In the south, amid the forest trees, the mountain tigress, Dagmo Ridra, brings prosperity. She is the champion of all wild beasts, gallant and invincible. When she walks on a narrow and dangerous path, do not ambush her in a hunter's trap. In the west, in the Ma Palm Ocean, blue and vast, the Dogarnia, white-bellied fish, brings prosperity. She is the supreme dancer of the water element. In a marvelous way, she rolls her eyes. When she seeks delicious food, do not harm her with a fish hook. In the north, above the wide red rock, Shaja Jeobo, the great vulture, brings prosperity. She is the queen of birds, wondrous indeed. She never takes the lives of others. When she seeks food on the top of the 3 mountains, do not trap her in a net. In the cave of Limbar, where the vultures live, I, Milarepa, bring prosperity. I aim at my own and others' welfare, renouncing a worldly life with an enlightened mind. I strive for Buddhahood in one lifetime. Diligent and undistracted, I practice Dharma. Drogstrin Mo, pray do not afflict me. Pray hearken to this song with 5 parables and 6 meanings. The song with rhythm, the song like a golden string. Pitiable Drogstrin Mo, do you understand me? To commit evil karma is a heavy sin. Should you not take heed in this sinful karma? Should you not control your harmful thoughts and vicious heart? If you do not realize that all things are merely of the mind, the endless apparitions of Namdog will never cease. If one realizes that the mind essence is void, how can one dispel the spirit of evil? You sinful demon hag, do not afflict me. Harm me not, and return to your own abode. Instantaneously, she disappeared. However, still holding his foot, she replied to Milarepa, "Oh, you gifted son of Dharma, the one alone who has the courage and fortitude, the yogi who treads on the path of the cemetery, the saintly Buddhist who follows the ascetic way. Your song is the Buddha's teaching, more precious than gold. To exchange gold for brass is shameful. Should I not atone for the sins I have committed? All that I have ever said will be a lie." For an answer to the song of karma, which you have just sung me, hearken closely to my allegories. In the midst of the blue sky shines the light of sun and moon, through which prosperity to earth is brought. As you have just said, rays from the measureless palace of gods dispel the darkness in the four continents, while the moon and the sun circle the islands four. With ease they give out beams of light, were they not dazzled by their own glowing rays. How could Ragu afflict them? In the east, where the towers the crystal snow mountain, Darsangarmo brings prosperity. She is the queen of beasts. She commands them as her servants. When she appeared on the horizon, the hurricanes and storms would have not afflicted her, had she not become too proud and arrogant. In the south, amidst the dense forest trees, the mountain tigress brings prosperity. Champion is she of all the beasts. With pride she boasts of conquests of her claws. When she comes close to a narrow and a dangerous path, she shows off her pride with a great halter. Were she not flaunting her delusive stripes and smiles, the hunter's trap would never catch her. In the western quarter, in the depth of a blue ocean, the white-bellied fish brings prosperity. She is the dancer in the water's element. She claims to be the seer of great gods. Because of her gluttony, she searches for delicious food. Had she not used her elusive body to search for human food, how could the fish hook harm her? In the north, above the wide red rock, the vulture queen of birds brings prosperity. She is the devil of birds, who dwells among the trees. She proudly claims that she disposes of all the birds. When she searches for blood and flesh to eat, she flies over the three mountains. If she swooped not at her prey, how could the bird net catch her? In the vulture-dwelling rock, you, Milarepa, bring prosperity. You claim that you are doing good, both for yourself and others. With the flowering of the perfect Bodhi heart, attentively you meditate. Your ambition is, in one life, to become Buddha. Your hope is to save sentient beings in the six realms. When you were engrossed in the practice of meditation, the powerful force of habitual thoughts arose. It stirred your self-mind and aroused illusory discriminations. If in your mind this discriminating thought, enemy, had never arisen, how could I, Drogstrinmo, afflict you? You should know that from one's own mind alone comes the evil of habitual thinking. What is the use of my following your guidance if you have not realized the mind of suchness? You had better go on your way while I go mine. He who does not realize mind's voidness can never be exempted from the influence of evil. If one knows the self-mind by oneself, all obstacles and difficulties become one's aids. Even I, Drogstrinmo, will then gladly be his servant. You, Milarepa, still have wrong ideas. You have yet to pierce into the self-mind's nature. You have yet to penetrate to illusion's root. When Drogstrinmo finished her singing, Milarepa was much impressed with her cleverness. He appeared to be very pleased and somewhat surprised to hear such expressions from a demoness, and, in answer to her, replied with a song, the 8 parables of thinking. Yes, yes, what you have said is true, true indeed. Oh, you vicious Drogstrinmo, it is hard to find words truer than these. Although I have traveled far and wide, never have I heard a song so beautiful. Even should 100 great scholars assemble here, no better illustration could they give. You are a spectre, have sung good words. They were like a rod of gold, which strikes into my very heart. Thus, the heart air, the Dharma clinging, are dispelled. The darkness of my ignorant blindness thus illumined. The white lotus of wisdom blossoms thus. The lamp which brightens self-awareness is lit, and the mindfulness of awareness is fully liberated. In observing that, this mindfulness is liberated. I stare upward at the blue sky. I realize completely the empty nature of being, of palpable existence. No anxiety or fear have I. When I look at the sun and the moon, I realize their nakedness, the radiance of mind essence. Of distraction and drowsiness, no fear have I. When I gaze at the top of the mountains, I clearly realize the immutable samadhi of change and flow. I have no fear. When I look down at the flowing river, I fully realize the running nature of all flux, of the wrong view of non-cause. I have no fear or misgiving. When I contemplate the rainbow-like illusions of existence, I clearly realize the identity of form and voidness, of nihilistic and realistic wrong views. I have no fear. When I see the shadows of the moon in the water, I fully realize the self-radiance of non-clinging, of subjective and objective thoughts. I have no fear. When I look inwardly to the self-aware mind, I clearly see the light of the inner lamp of ignorant blindness. I have no fear. When I hear what you, sinful spirit, have sung, I fully realize the nature of self-awareness, of obstacles and difficulties. I have no fear. You, spectre, are indeed eloquent in speech. Do you really understand the nature of mind as you have said? Look at the ugly birth of a hack spectre which you have merited. You do nothing but vicious evil deeds. This is caused by your Dharma ignorance and disregard of morality. You should heed more diligently the evils and sufferings of samsara. You should thoroughly renounce the 10 evil actions. A yogi lion like I have neither no fear nor panic. You, sinful demon, should not think my joking words are true. I was only making fun of you. Oh spirit, you have mocked me this evening, but may we follow the legend of Buddha and the 5 demons, and may the perfect Bodhi mind arise in you. With your pure vow combined with my compassion, may you become one of my disciples in the future life. Moved by his reply, a full faith in the Jetson blossomed in Drogstrinmo's heart. She released Milarepa's foot and sang with a sweet voice. It is by the virtue of stock merits that you, O the gifted yogi, are able to practice Dharma and remain alone within the mountain solitude. Your merciful eyes keep watch over the beings in compassion. I follow the lineage of Bedma Tutrin and have heard the rosary precious words of the Holy Dharma. Though I have listened to much preaching and attended great congregations, still my craving and clinging are excessive. I lead to goodness those who observe the Dharma. I show the right path to the gifted Buddhists. Although my intention is friendly and my motive is good, food must be sought to support this depraved body. I roam the earth in this evil form, desiring blood and flesh for food. I enter into the soul of whomever I encounter. I incite the hearts of maidens, pretty and charming. I madden them with lust. The blood of young men, strong and handsome. With my eyes I amuse myself, watching all the dramas. With my mind I instigate cravings in all nations. With my body I incite people to excitement and restlessness. My home is at Limba. My residence is the rock. These are the things I do. This is my sincere reply and honest self-confession. These are the words of greeting for our meeting. This is the evidence of my faith in you and of my offerings. Singing this song of honesty, let us be inspired and happy. Milarepa thought this demon's earnest inquiry must be well answered, and her pride subdued. Then he sang, "Hearken, hearken closely, you depraved hag. The guru is good, but the disciple is bad. Those who have only heard and read the teaching of the Dharma merely grasp at words. They do not understand the real Dharma. Eloquent and convincing as their words may sound, there is neither use nor value in them. Deceitful sayings and empty talk help not. in cleansing the defilements of one's mind. Because of your evil habit propensities formed in the past and your vicious doings in the present, you have violated the precepts and your vows. By force of these transgressions, you were born as a lower form of woman. Your body wanders in the wretched haunts of cannibals. Your talk is self-cheating and deceiving. Your mind is saturated with thoughts of afflicting others. It was because of your disregard of the law of karma that an ugly body in an inferior birth was taken. Should you think now upon the vices of samsara, you should confess your guilt and promise to do good. Like a lion, I do not fear. Like an elephant, I have no anxiety. Like a madman, I have no pretension and no hope. I tell you the honest truth. To make trouble and afflict me will only bring more sorrow on yourself. Make a vow towards the pure Dharma. Make a wish to be my disciple in the future. O you confused, depraved hag, think on these words with care. Drogstrinmo now appeared visibly as before, with even more honesty as she sang. Of the holy Buddhas of the 3 times, the Buddha Vajradhara is the chief. He is also the Lord of the wondrous doctrine. The arising of body-mind is indeed remarkable. You may call me a depraved hag, but I do have great merits. True understanding arose when I heard your warning. At first I swore to obey my Guru's instructions. I studied and learned the holy Dharma, but then I indulged myself, committing evil deeds, with vicious passions burning wildly, unbearably in my heart. I was born in an ugly form of a she-demon. I meant to help all sentient beings, but again and again the results were evil. You came, great yogi, at the beginning of last year, staying alone in the cave. You meditated in solitude. Sometimes I like you, but sometimes I do not. It is because I like you that I came tonight. It is because I do not that I seized your foot. I now repent this evil deed. Hereafter, this wretched hag will renounce her wrongdoings. With all her heart, she will replace the Dharma. She will serve Buddhism as best she can. From now on, with the cool shade of Tree of Grace, please protect her from the 5 poisonous cravings. I, the depraved woman with an ugly form, take refuge in you and rely on the instructions you have given. I herewith renounce my malicious intentions. From now until the time I achieve Buddhahood, I swear to protect the yogis and befriend all who meditate. I will serve and assist the followers of the doctrine and observe the precepts. To advance yogis and the Dharma, I shall be an honest servant. Thereupon Drogstrinmo swore before Milarepa that in the future she would never harm anyone. She took an oath to protect all who meditate. In order to guide Drogstrinmo, Milarepa then sang. I am the venerable one who has renounced samsara. I am the noble son of my Guru. In me are stored the precious teachings. A Buddhist with a great sincerity and devotion am I. I am the yogi who perceives the essence of being. I am like a mother to all sentient beings. I am a man who has the courage and perseverance, the holder of the spirit of Gautama Buddha, the master of heart aspiring to body. I am the one who always adheres to kindness. With the great compassion I have subdued all evil thoughts. I am the one who stays in the cave of Limba, who practices meditation without distraction. Do you think you are happy now, you confused wretched hag? If you have not found happiness, it is your own fault. Beware, your clinging to ego is greater than yourself. Pay heed, your emotions are stronger than yourself. O spectre, your vicious will is far wickeder than yourself. Your habitual thought is more characteristic than yourself. Your ceaseless mental activity is more frantic than yourself. To maintain the existence of a ghost only brings about mischief. To understand the non-existence of a ghost is the way of Buddha. To know that ghost and reality are one is the way to liberation. Knowing that the ghosts are all one's parents is the right understanding. Realizing that the ghost itself, is the self-mind, is glory supreme. You will be emancipated from all fetters if you realize the truth that I have stated. This is my instruction to you, Demoness. To become my disciple, you must observe the precepts. Violate not the rules of Vajrayana. Debase not the great compassion. Afflict not the body, word, and mind of Buddhists. If you ever violate these rules, you can be assured of plummeting to the Vajra hell. Recite these important rules 3 times. Remember their meaning and practice them. Let us now make a wish, and may the boon come quickly to you. With the peerless Bodhi heart, inconceivably great, may you have great happiness in your future life. May you then become my chief disciple, or woman Dorje Semba. After Drogstri Mo had taken the oath before the Jetson, she made obeisance to him and circumambulated him many times. She swore that the thereafter she would obey all his orders. Then she disappeared like a rainbow vanishing in the sky. In the meantime, day was dawning and the sun shone. After a while, Drogstri Mo returned, bringing with her brothers, sisters, and the retinue, all with handsome faces and dressed in their best, to see Jetson. They made many offerings to him. Drogstri Mo said to Milarepa, I am a sinful ghost. Forced by evil karma, I was caught in a low form of birth, driven by evil habitual thoughts. I influence others also to become evil. I pray you to forgive me. Evil intention made me do you mischief. I entreat you to forgive me for what I have done. Thereafter I will obey your orders strictly and I try to be your honest servant. Be gracious and tell us of the supreme truth that you have realized in making this request. Drogstri Mo sang, O thou, the great one, the son of the great heroes, having amassed numerous merits, you have become a gifted person, belonging to the distinguished succession. You are endowed with the waves of grace. You are the one who meditates with great perseverance, with the endurance stays alone, who industriously practices the deep teachings. To you, there are no devils and no obstacles. Through realizing the microcosm of the inner channels on pranas, you can work great miracles. We and you are in a harmonious relationship. Our pure wishes in previous lives brought about our meeting. Though I have met numerous accomplished saints, only through you have I received the grace and guidance. I, a hag spectre, speak with sincerity. The expedient truth of Hinaya may be elusive. It is indeed hard to subdue the passions due to karma. One may talk eloquently about the Dharma, but talk is of no avail when suffering and misery come. That kind of guru who stays from Dharma will not help himself and merely incurs hatred. You, incarnation, body of Buddha, in the 3 times, realize the immutable truth of Dharmata. With the inner teaching, you practice the quintessence of Dharma. This is the blessed place where grew the ultimate enlightenment. We, Drogstri Mo, in her retinue, pray you elucidate for us the teaching of the innermost secret. Pray grant us the secret words of Vajrayana, the truth of the ultimate. Pray teach us the great illuminating wisdom. Pray grant us the radiance of the light. By hearing the immutable truth, the profound secret doctrine, one will not fall into the lower path. By practicing the teaching of the secret doctrine, one will not wander in samsara's paths without hiding in concealment. We pray you to unfold to us the truth complete. Milarepa then said, from what I can see now, not all of you are able to practice the highest teaching of the immutable truth. If you insist on learning the inner teaching, you must swear with your life and pledge a solemn oath. Thereupon Drogstri Mo swore on an oath that henceforth she would follow all the orders of the Jetson and that she would serve as an assist all Buddhists. In answer to her questions, Milarepa sang a song, The Immutable and Real Dharma, on the 27 banishments. To the secret Buddha with a human body, to the incomparable translator Marpa, my father, Guru. At your feet I bow, O gracious one. I am not a singer who wishes to display his art, but you, spectre, entreat me to sing and sing again. Today I will sing to you the ultimate truth. Thunder, lightning, and the clouds arising as they do out of the sky, vanish and recede back into it. The rainbow, fog, and mist arising as they do from the firmament, vanish and recede back into it. Honey, fruit, and crops grow out of the earth, all vanish and recede back into it. Flowers, leaves, and forests arising as they do out of the earth, vanish and return back into it once more. The rippled tide and flux arising as they do from the great ocean, all vanish and into it return. Habitual thinking, clinging, and desires arising as they do from the alaya consciousness, all vanish and return to the alaya. Self-awareness, self-illumination, and self-liberation arising as they do from the mind essence, all vanish and dissolve back into the mind. Non-arising, non-extinction, and non-description arise from the Dharmata, and all return to it again. Phantasms, hallucinations, and visions of demons are all produced from yoga, and all go back and vanish back into it again. Should one cling to the reality of visions, he should be confused in his meditation. If he knew not that all obstacles reveal the void of the manifestation of mind, he would be misled in his meditations. The very root of all confusion also comes out of the mind. He who realizes the nature of mind sees the great illumination without coming and going. Observing the nature of all outer forms, he realizes that they are but illusory visions of mind. He sees also the identity of the void and form. Moreover, to meditate is an illusory thought. Not to meditate is illusory too. It is the same whether or not you meditate. Discrimination of the two is the source of all the wrong views. From the ultimate viewpoint, there is no view whatsoever. This is the nature of mind. The teaching of observation of Dharma nature is illustrated through the simile of space. You, Drogstrin Mo, should look into the meaning of beyond thoughts. You should enter the non-distracted realm in meditation. You should act naturally and spontaneously, ever conscious of the essence. Beyond the words is the accomplishment, free from hope and fear. I have no time to sing for fun, chatting with empty words. O Spirit, think of the auspicious Dharma. Ask little, do not raise so many questions, but be relaxed and sit at ease. I sing as you requested. These are my mad words, if you can practice them. You will eat the food of great bliss when hungry, and drink the nectar when thirsty. Then you can help yogis by your actions. Whereupon Drogstrin Mo and her retinue were overwhelmed with the devotion for the Jetson, making obeisances. Circumambulating him many times, they cried, "Revered one, we are indeed deeply grateful to you," and disappeared like a rainbow vanishing into the sky. From then on, they obeyed the orders of Milarepa. They served yogis, never afflicting them, and became their good friends. This is the story of Milarepa's meeting with Drogstrin Mo at the cave of Limba.